Yo, how's it going, everyone? It is that time once again. We are back for the Dokkan early stream here on a Sunday morning for me. I know it's Saturday night or late Saturday night for some of you guys, depending on your time zones, or potentially even already Sunday afternoon. But here we are, back once again, in the desperate hopes that Dokkan will deliver some kind of news of some kind of content. Would be nice. Drace, 0% chance of content, 1000% chance of disappointment from lack of content. True. What, you don't have Petan? Oh yeah, come on. Refresh your Petan, everyone. We're doing that straight away here. Kicking things off with the peak content Petan battle. We also have insane content for Black Friday. Yeah, exactly. Even more banners. Let's go. When are you going to post the Dragon Ball Heroes EZAs? When the Dragon Ball Heroes EZAs stuff comes out, I guess. Like, trust me, I would absolutely love to be posting a video about the Heroes EZAs right now, but that would require Dokkan to actually release some news about the Heroes EZAs, which is probably my #1 most anticipated thing at this point, is when the heck are we actually doing this? Like, someone even commented, I think, on, or was it actually, it was either tweeted at me or commented on a video, just saying, like, is next week, is it like now or never for the Heroes EZAs, like next week? And it's like, I wouldn't say never, but like it kind of is. Like, if they don't drop them by the end of November, or at least, I guess technically, if the end of November Dokkan Fest comes out, and then like the Heroes EZAs come out like a week later, so like in the first week of December, then I guess that would make sense. But yeah, like, that's the thing. I wouldn't say now or never, but yeah, if they're not soon, I would be very concerned, I guess I should say. Yeah, the old burst modes added a bunch of new missions and stuff. I do want to try a harder one on GT Heroes, but let's finish the we'll do our dailies and stuff first. Yo, James the Catboy, how's it going? I'll be real with y'all. I don't get why Diamond exists, but they never finished Super. Yeah, Super was like an ongoing project thing. The manga is still ongoing, but yeah, Toriyama, it's the last thing Toriyama worked on. Like, I guess for whatever reason, like, he wanted to create it. Even though it's just yet another thing that messes with the continuity and like the canon. Not that that means much anymore anyway, but I remembered the second channel link. Let's get that in here before Anto arrives to remind me. I will be streaming probably some more schedule this afternoon. What am I doing? No, end. Check out my... There is a rumor about Super, but I won't dive into it. I mean, that's... Yeah, the problem is there's always a rumor about Super. This one might be more likely than the previous ones, maybe. But, yeah, there's always a rumor about Super. Has anyone seen how Daima Super Saiyan Goku humbled Toon? I'm assuming you mean like his summons didn't go well, but I mean, he's a whale, so it's he'll get there in the end. Was Divers posted? I mean, actually, that's what I meant to check as well. I need to check has Divers posted anything about like their anniversary stuff. It's like a really cool card art of like Super Vegito kicking Buhan in the face. Because yeah, I haven't seen any other stuff about like Marseillan and that's supposed to come out on the 20th.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
Money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. Hey, shout out to Beto Main for the £2 super chat. Says good morning, Ningen and chat. Good morning to you. How's it going? Oh, his short showcasing Goma. Oh, right. So like he lost it. Wait, which? I can't even actually remember. That's how like unimpactful the content has been recently, where you just kind of do it and then there's no reason to go back to it. Like, I genuinely, is there even an event at the moment where you fight Daima Goku? Or do you mean like, because I'm thinking mini Super Saiyan 4, but do you mean like the Daima Goku in the festival? The one from like the Daima Goku and Glorio phase?
Alright, let's do this.
But yeah, W's for Bay Domain in the chat. Hope you're doing well today. Who is better, AGL, TUR, Golden Frieza, or Physical Super Saiyan Bardock for Burst Mode Gohan? I mean, neither of them are good. I guess it depends how high you've got the modifiers on. And I suppose if you have the modifier so that the enemy can't be sealed, Frieza maybe. If you have one of the things so that you can, if you don't have the modifier on and you can seal Frieza, then Bardock is probably better. Because at least you can get the seal. Yeah, so what, it was in Festival? Because yeah, that, well, I mean, that Daima Goku in Festival supers for like 8 million. FMB run where AGL UI Goku dodged a Goma attack, and then the next turn in Baby went Great Ape. Almost killed UI Goku. Until he dodged Baby. Oof. Oh, was that? And then of course, actually yeah, didn't you say about, because the Giant 8 turns still count as the turns in Festival. So a 500% attack, 300% attack build up, and 200% extra. Yeah, the problem is there is an STR Piccolo phase, which Bardock could be slightly vulnerable during, but
Alright, let's do this.
well, yeah, like I said, well, that's the thing. I get that if it's in Festival, then yeah, that Goku hits for like 8 mil. So it is kind of understandable, because the Goma has 3. If Goma had 3 million defense at that point in the fight, that late into it, he doesn't have guard anyway. He doesn't have the extra damage reduction, so he's only got 33% damage reduction. So if Goku supers for 8 million and then minus 33%, that's 5.3 million damage. So even Goma with like 3 million defense would take 2.3. Plus there's also the super versus extreme modifier. So it'd actually be even more than 2.3. Although actually no, because if he had 3 million defense start of turn, doesn't he get like an extra 200% when he gets hit? Is it 200%? Actually can't remember.
All right, let's do this.
Because that's weird, because then yeah, his thing should go to like, if he's at 3 mil start of turn, he should go to like 9 mil when he gets hit. That's where it's annoying, like, I guess I just don't Dokkan info here. That's where the annoying thing is about not having him, and can't just literally go into my box and be like, what does he do again? Because I haven't got him. Yeah, it's 200% defense when receiving an attack. So if he's at 3 million defense start of turn, when he gets hit, he should go up to 9 million. Goku supers for 8 million, plus it'll be a little bit more because of the super versus extreme, but then Goma also has 33% damage reduction. So yeah, if Goma's at like 3 million defense start of turn, then he shouldn't die to that super. I'm bringing up the festival thing here quickly so I can double check Daima Goku. Oh, no, yeah, I'm dumb. It's not 8 million at all. We're way past the 8 million phase when we get to Daima Goku. Okay. Yeah, Daima Goku and Glorio both super for 17.5 million. So, 17.5. So this is even without the super versus extreme modifier. Take off 33%. Goma would have to be at like 12 million defense start of turn. The 333 start of turn 2, that only has to happen once, right? So he would have, I imagine, would have already got that at some point. Because when he starts the turn in slot 2, at any point during the event, he then permanently gets the extra defense. So you would assume that he did that at some point. But yeah, like, Daima Goku supers for 17.5 million defense. So for Goma to tank a super from him in slot 1, Goma has to have like 12 million defense start of turn. Not start of turn, has to have 12 million defense. So he has to have what? 4 million defense start of turn? So if he has 3 million, it means when he gets hit, it goes up to 9. But the super does 11.7. So he would still take 2.7 million with 3 million defense start of turn. I didn't even realize. Where's the point where it gets to 8 million? Fat Boo hits for 5.6, and then it jumps to Tech UI Goku hits for 11.5. So once you get to like Tech UI Goku, you're already getting to the point where Goma needs to have like over 3 million defense start of turn to actually be able to tank the super. Excuse me. Well, yeah, if he's got Big Bad Bosses active, then obviously you'll see that, like when you click on the thing to see how much defense he's got. Trying to do the AGL physical restriction, yeah.
All right, let's do this.
This amount of buffs, I don't think you can do the physical and the int one. I can't remember which one I did. Which one is that for? Is it this for the Kid Gohan one? Because yeah, my video is up for like what I used for it. I just can't remember. exactly what the setup was. But I have videos up for all the like current burst modes, in order to get at least the minimum score that you need for the missions. But yeah, once the dailies are done here, we'll get the onto one of the burst modes. I want to try a high score for the... Actually, no, that is all of them, isn't it? Yeah. I want to try a high score for the GT boss's red zone one. Five days left. I think it's safe to say this celebration is over in terms of new content. Yeah, it's definitely looks that way, huh?
All right, let's do this.
I mean, these like filler celebrations, we shouldn't expect them to be absolutely jam-packed with content, but man, definitely has felt dry. Yeah, this celebration had content. Yeah, we know we've got a red zone stage coming, but that's on the 28th, and in theory, that's when the next Dokkan Fest is coming out. So, technically, that extra stage is basically part of like the next celebration instead. And just give me one more dry celebration so I can link level my box. I mean, I get, yeah, at least when there isn't any of that stuff to do, then yeah, you've got like more link leveling time, I suppose. But crazy thing, we have at least 3 different celebrations going on at the same time. Yeah, yeah, because technically it's the 40th Dragon Ball anniversary celebration, and we've also got the Daima celebration. And now, technically, the Black Friday celebration, like, all happening at the same time. And yet, there's, like, no content. Crazy. Hearing good things about Neo 3. Damn. Out to Neo 3. That's crazy. Right, so, let's check this bad boy. And well, Heroes isn't even getting a celebration. That's the thing. Like, Heroes is going to get, hopefully, the EZAs, but not like an actual full celebration or anything. Okay, so I'm not sure how high up we can put the various different things. So we started, I did one with like the bare minimum ones. %500% we had. We can do that. We can do the HP. We can do the type orbs hurt you. Key -3. That doesn't really get us very high though. It doesn't even actually have the one for the like type disadvantage hurts you and stuff. Alright, well, we'll give this one a try.
Let's do this.
But yeah, that's the thing, is like, we still don't really know. It's like, when are the heroes EZAs going to drop? What are they going to drop with? Because it wouldn't make any sense for them to just randomly come out. Like, I mean, I guess that like they still, I guess they could do that, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to do that, but they could, I guess. I got very lucky here because this phase does have locking, but I have to test out. I don't know how well Tech Gogeta is going to hold up here. Agio Gogeta should be fine. Yeah, cool. What was the last what if unit? I mean, in terms of like a whole unit, I'm not 100% sure. Like, obviously Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has the having the Dragon Fist is like a what if thing technically. I heard Expedition 33 swept the Joystick Awards, winning every award they were nominated for. Hey, let's go. That's what we like to see. Well, okay then. Alright, so yeah, Tech Gogeta. The problem is, there's the mission to use a unit of each typing, so I'm not sure. I guess we could do Earthbred Fighters instead of GT Heroes. Well, Earthbred Fighters and GT. Yeah, but then the problem is we can't use any Gogetas. Yeah, I feel like this would be rough. I mean, we could try it with you, I guess, but because I mean, we got you, Pan. Oh yeah, we have to use a unit. We have to use a tech unit, don't we? Don't really want to use Pan. Do you use Buller and hope for the dodge, or what if Super Saiyan 4 Gotenks? That'd be crazy. Freezer and Cooler, yeah. I mean, Buller, we would just be like praying for the dodges every time, which is annoying. But everyone else's, I feel like, is too outdated. Maybe that Goku, I guess, but... Also, who the hell do I use as a friend? Shout out to Gojia44 for the follow on the Twitch side. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't use... No one's going to have int full power Goku set as a friend. Okay, never mind. I guess we'll do that. Bulla has dodge. No, she has dodge. She has extra dodge if you have a Peppy Gal's character. But she has dodge anyway. I think it's like 30%, and then if you have another Peppy Gal's ally, it's 60%, which is obviously a lot more reliable. Okay. Oh god. I returned from Dokkan after 10th anniversary today. Has LR Kid Buu arrived yet? Unfortunately not, no. Still no LR Kid Buu. We've had units like LR, Baby Possessed Gohan and Goten. And still no Kid Buu. The Global Dokkan campaign was pretty cool. That's the replacement for the worldwide and now happens around July. At the time when the global anniversary would have been. And we got a new Rose and Zamasu exchange, Blue Goku Vegeta exchange, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega, and they're all really, really good. Well, there's a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tech Goku... Yeah, 1.2 million. How... Okay, that's more like it, I guess. Well, actually, not so much with the having to use a unit of each typing. Okay, double TN lead. Did anything big happen? Yeah, that was the GDC was pretty crazy. As it's now called, the Global Dokkan campaign instead of the worldwide celebration. It was pretty good. I think it was a very good celebration overall. Everything else after that's been kind of... I don't want to say dead, but dead. Okay, so Vegeta has the most defense, so he'll go in slot 1, I guess. Probably just get immediately supered, but... Yeah, I have to remember about type disadvantage orbs as well. Oh, 100k. Nice. Good, 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 good. Yeah, no Heroes news, of course. I mean, I think we won't get any Heroes news, because my prediction is now that we won't get the Heroes EZAs until the next Dokkan Fest comes out, which means we probably won't get any inkling of Heroes news for at least another couple of days. And that's if they come out on the 28th at the same day as the new Dokkan Fest, which I feel like if the Dokkan Fest drops on the 28th, the Heroes EZAs could then potentially just be dropping on like the 5th or something like that. Like a week after the Dokkan Fest comes out, since that's the thing that they do quite a lot. Okay, well, we survived one turn. What does this guy want again, if I want him to dodge? AGL Tech or in Key Spheres? What is Heroes? AKA Amatsu right now. What is Heroes? I thought Heroes... Yeah, so the Heroes... There's no more Heroes celebrations, but we're going to get... more. They still said that, like, even though last year was the last Heroes celebration, we're still going to get EZAs for the characters that need them. So we won't get any new characters, but we're going to get the EZAs still. We just don't know when or like what they're going to come with or anything. No lead Hercule. Is Hercule's on Earth protecting heroes, isn't he? I think I just checked that. But it's because all allies have -3 key, so it's like really hard for him to actually get key. No, I don't want to give him the type disadvantage orbs. When I heard that news, I was annoyed. I really wanted an Evo Blue Gogeta, Grand Priest Goku. Yeah, any sort of Gogeta would have been great. For me, personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Grand Priest outfit Goku. I think he looks really goofy. But any form of Gogeta would have been great. Considering we've got, like, Super Saiyan 4 Kaioken Gogeta. Like, that's super cool. And yet we didn't get any of the Gogetas that are in Heroes. So yeah, super disappointing. Yeah, Prof would have hated that. Another hero slot wasted on a Goku, yeah. Yeah, so they could give us a different version of Goku, but they can't give us one of the many Gogetas. Or like Evil Saiyan Turles, Dark Mask Broly, like all these other like cool things that we could have got that we'll never see now. Ding, ding, ding.
What a mess.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that, like, obviously Goku supering makes me lose health. Ding, 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 ding. Full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku Vegeta. Well, at least we got them like separately. But yeah, getting them together as a card where they both do like the Dragon Fist together, that would have been awesome. Yeah, there's just like a few things, a fair few things that they could have done, that we could have seen, that we didn't, which is just unfortunate. Hey, we've actually got red orbs. Let's go. But yeah, while this guy, like the first phase isn't particularly tough, so we need to take advantage as much as we can. Get supers off with the tech Vegeta. I was hoping for DBH Dr. Wheelo to pair up with the free-to-play one. Yeah, that could have been cool. I mean, there's just so much stuff that like we didn't get from Heroes that, yeah, like we just, that's it. Now, true Heroes fans, we will never accept that Heroes is dead. Never. Plus, it will live on forever in our hearts. And when those Heroes EZAs come out, you know I'm gonna be using them in as much content as physically possible. So hopefully they're actually good enough to use in any form of difficult content. I wish they renamed that Tech Super Saiyan 4 Goku Super Full Power Saiyan 4 to, yeah. I always thought the naming thing was funny anyway, because it's like the way the words are ordered around, like Super Full Power 4 whatever, instead of like whatever it should actually be. In orbs for Hercule. Although the Vegeta keeps getting sealed, which is super annoying in terms of him actually being able to get supers and actually get stacks. Someone could always buy it. Let's make a petition for Nano to buy it. Get like Nano, Rhyme and Truth and Goresh to like all go in together and buy the rights to Heroes. Honestly, if they just continued the story, including all the Heroes cards. Yeah, I never really like properly got into the actual Heroes manga, but I know there's like even more stuff going on right in there. I really don't like how difficult it is for that Vegeta to actually super. Why not also include Minato? Well, I mean, for the same reason I didn't include myself, because I thought of the 4 biggest people and therefore the people who would have the money, because it's not going to be cheap. Like, I imagine we're probably talking about, like, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not potentially millions, when it comes to, like, buying the licensing rights to something. Like, I mean, I'm not even being completely serious, because, like, even the 4 of them together, I don't know if they would even be able to afford it. I don't know how much stuff like that actually costs, but my thought is that it's a lot. Xenoverse crossover. Oh. Goku didn't dodge, right? Was it Goku? Well, technically the value would be super high, yeah, because in yen it would be like millions or billions, but I'm not sure, like in dollars, like... Or was that just Vegeta because he wasn't in slot 1? Oh, he got supered. Okay, so yeah, I shouldn't have put him in slot 2 after all. Minato's too busy spending her money on Squadra and her favourite fast food place that I forgot the name of. Cane's. I can never forget after the hilarious reaction when Vilify brought it up on that random stream. Random stream, I mean podcast episode, but he brought it up randomly. I have more people that care about... Well, that would be nice, but... Just break the Patara. I mean, I guess having the ability to have the Vegito at the end is probably still better. Yeah, physical Super Kaioken Goku got an EZA along with the Pikkon when they brought out a Part 2 LR Pikkon for STR Cell. Best company example, Warner Brothers with the Nemesis system. Oh god, yeah. It's like the super cool mechanic from that Lord of the Rings game, and then they like copyrighted it so like no one else can use it. Cane's is 100 times better reheated with salt, pepper and garlic added. I can't say I know, like we don't have it over here, so it's not something I can speak on. That's the thing, I know, like, yeah, tens of millions, they wouldn't sell because it's potential future revenue stream, but like, is it if they're not doing anything with it? Do this, but hold the rights to everything. Yeah, that's the most annoying thing about it, is like they own the rights and they're just like holding on to it and not using them for anything. When it's like, yeah, could you not at least, like, if you're not going to use the rights, like, give them to somebody who will, like. But Apparently not. Ooh. Yeah, that's awkward, because I don't want to pick up purple orbs. Can I ask your help and your chat to calc how much defense AGL Bardock needs to survive Kid Gohan's countdown super attack with 1,000% extra attack? I think I looked it up the other day, and it's like, is it like 42k his super does, because it's only a Dokkan event. I can find it again though, I think. Because yeah, because it's a base Dokkan event, the damage is quite low. There we go. AGL Gohan. It's 400k. So yeah, with 1,000% defense extra, that's going to be a lot. 401 200 he does plus 1,000%. 4.4 million is how much damage that would do. So I can't remember. Does which Bardock are we talking about? AGL Bardock, what, the Dokkan? Because if he doesn't have any damage reduction or anything special like that, then yeah, we're looking at like he needs to have like 4.5 million defense in order to be able to tank it, which is going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, that the Nemesis system thing was cool. Like, I played the Shadow of Mordor, or whatever it was called, like when it first came out. I wasn't like super into it or anything, but it was alright. But yeah, that like Nemesis system being able to be used in other games would have been so cool. DFE AGL Bardock. Yeah, if he has damage reduction, then obviously you need less. But he's still going to need like 3 to 3.5 million defense or something like that. It's the one Shadow of Mordor where you play, it's like a non-canon one where you play as like an undead rangery type guy. But the Nemesis system is this thing where like there are bad guys, like there are like Orc or Urukai or whatever they're called, like generals. And when you fight one and like kill them, they can come back again later, but they keep like extra, like they get extra abilities, and like they remember you, and like if you've beaten them enough times, will like purposely track you down to fight you again. It's pretty cool. Like it basically has like a memory of like the times you've beaten them, and they get like more scarred up and get like injuries and stuff. Oh great, Goku just immediately not dodging a super in slot 1. Bruh. But yeah, it was like a third person. It was kind of like Assassin's Creed-y, like that kind of thing, where you go around the map and do a bunch of like different things. Yeah, maybe Goku's not a great idea considering he makes me lose all that HP. I mean, this Piccolo does stack defense, right? So he's on Earth protecting heroes, surely. Nope. Oh, but he's on Fused Fighters, so... Yeah, he's on fused fighters, so it's fine. Yeah, the potential the Nemesis system has just to be locked away by a company that only does DC games at best. Yeah, like there's so many cool possibilities, but we shall never see them. Great, if that other purple orb hadn't dropped down out of the way, I'd be able to do that. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's here for the early stream. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are here bright and early on a Sunday morning. But yeah, I'm doing alright, Kieran. How are you? Yeah, check out the link to the second channel pinned in the chat. We'll be playing some more Schedule 1. Chilling out this afternoon. 3 PM UK time, so what is it now? It's almost 9 AM, so like 6 hours from now, basically. Just be chilling out over on the second channel. There's any upcoming units in Dokkan? Well, we should be getting a new Dokkan Fest like next week, because there's normally a Dokkan Fest in the time slot for the end of November. No idea what it's going to be or anything, because they haven't posted any like hints or anything yet. Would you be mad if the Heroes units don't get EZAs this year? I mean, come on, Tala. What do you think? I would be furious. Because, yeah, they said they're still going to do them, but, like, where are they? Great, Piccolo getting an additional normal. Oh, 330k from a super, nice. From a normal. So we're dead again. Yeah, that's the thing, right? So they said they would EZA them in the future, but that doesn't mean they have to be in the same slot. But they said they would EZA them last November. They said they would EZA them in the future. So we're already now at this November, and they still haven't EZA'd them yet. That's kind of crazy. Aussies won the first Ashes test. I know enough about cricket to know that that is a cricket thing. But I also don't care about cricket at all. My dad and my granddad used to watch it all the time, but yeah, it's not something that I have any interest in whatsoever. Favorite TV show franchise is coming back after 14 years. Damn. And what is that? Dare I ask? I'm stuck in Schedule 1. Bruh, what? How? Don't tell Ningen the inside knowledge that they won't EZA any Heroes units. Table flip. What do you mean? Wow. Good. I love, like, turn 1, no slot 1 units. It's my favourite. Or, to be fair, that was more of a turn 1, my slot unit is locked. My slot 1 unit is locked in slot 3. That's also my favourite. We're hoping for a new cooler. The STR Final Form cooler from his Worldwide a couple of years ago should EZA, hopefully, with this next anniversary at the end of January. But we don't know 100%. Oh, look, it's the same starting rotation again. Okay, but we didn't get locked this time. Yes, we'll do that. Do that. Do that. Damn, Gotank's still taking 81k. Yeesh. Picked my units for the 11th year. Yeah, go for it. What you got? But yeah, I remember back when it was out, I think my parents watched the, like, Stargate SG-1, like, when it was first around. So, like, I've seen some of it. But I think, like, a lot of things at that time, it just went on, like, too long and got not as good as it kept going. And then they did multiple, like, spin-off series and stuff as well, which I never saw any of. Which is kind of crazy when you think about the fact that like the first movie was just a really random, this like really random sci-fi movie that, as far as I know, like didn't do that well. Like wasn't a commercial success or anything. And then yeah, got like a bunch of different spin-offs and stuff. I fear they're gonna get the Xenoverse unit fate and just be forgotten. Yeah. And it's annoying because, like we said, they specifically said that they're going to do it, but and that's what makes it so annoying, is like making the announcement that like, yeah, we're ending the Heroes celebration stuff. We're still going to do the EZAs though. And then here we are like a year later. And it's like, okay. So where? I think Stargate had a similar situation to Star Trek, where it did unbelievably well in syndication. Okay. No, there hasn't been a teaser or any news, unfortunately. Oh, God. Well, yeah, so he's locked in slot 1, so I'm just dead now, again. Great. Man, why of all the things, like, I guess at least it's the first phase, but like making the first phase rotation lock is incredibly annoying.
I'll handle this.
Different universe, Dokkan had talks to do heroes whenever they want. If only that was our universe. That is true. Given like the various different like alternate universe like theories, there is a universe where heroes are just allowed to be used whenever. So we just get like, instead of filler Dokkan Fest like Mercenary Tau, we got filler Dokkan Fest like Evil Saiyan Turles, and he was as good as Tau, like one of the best TURs in the game on release. But it was Evil Saiyan Turles instead. The banning units will be Bulma GT as a crazy Vegeta family support. Oh yeah, I need to see where you started from. Transforming adult Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku, GT Vegeta as a giant ape turned into Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, like the Super Saiyan 3 to 4 Goku. That would be so cool, actually, like a GT Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Dokkan Fest that transforms into Super Saiyan 4, because obviously we have Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegetas, but only as the like random banner units, like not even banner units, but like sub, whatever they're called, general pool like characters. No slot 1 unit on this rotation. Don't super. Good. Okay. 2 Carnival LRs being Adult Super Sensory Vegeta for Daima, yeah. Standalone Orange Piccolo with Beast Gohan attack active skill. That'd be pretty cool. Bulma GT, Crazy Vegeta family support. The other will be a Namba. Oh. Do you mean the guy who awakened Goku's Super Saiyan 4 Daima, right? Is it Never? But yeah, that would be cool. I'd like that. Well, that's the thing, Kieran. You say, like, I can't see that as we just had a GT celebration with the GDC, but we've also just had multiple Daima things come out back to back. And weren't you saying that you still think, like, Daima could be happening again, like, next? Or even, like, for New Year's? So just because they did a thing as, like, a recent celebration doesn't mean that they're not going to then do it again. Man, I need more HP. But yeah, Preston, no news, unfortunately. No teaser or anything. The title is very much just like a wishful thinking. Like, please, Dokkan, give us something. Also, yeah, Anto, how's it going? Base GT Vegeta. Oh, well, is it base? I thought you were saying Super Saiyan 3 that then transforms, because that would be awesome. I'd much rather that than like a base one. Although, to be fair, the base one is probably more likely, because as much as Dokkan has done a Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta before, not as like a Dokkan Fest or anything. Need a Super Saiyan 4 Daima Vegeta. I mean, that would actually be fun. Like, not something that I think we will see, but it would be, like, obviously, because it doesn't exist, but, like, it would be awesome. Ultra Vegeta 2, yeah. But yeah, I mean, they absolutely can just do GT again as part of the anniversary, like, because the theme won't be GT as the theme. It will be like the Super Saiyan 4 with like the Daima Goku. I mean, they've also, like, if we were to go back through all the years of like Dokkan, they've definitely done like big celebrations near to each other with the same like characters from the same like arcs and stuff. Wasn't there a year where there was like an insane amount of Buu Saga stuff? Oof, Hercule taking an absolute beating there. Jeez.
What a mess.
Does Goku's active skill, it doesn't have anything that's like turn restricted or anything, does it? It just gives him a permanent buff. Yeah. I might as well just use it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no more GT for a while. I mean, like, the exception is, if it was a really cool new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, then I would very much appreciate that, but... How much defense, how much Manga Piccolo gonna have after getting hit with 2.4 million defense? I don't know. Does he have a thing? Does he have a extra defense? Let's have a look. So he has 20% damage reduction. When receiving an attack, he gets 150% extra defense. So if he's got 2.4 million already, then he's going to get, what, another 3.6 when he gets hit. So basically 6 million with 20% damage reduction. But yeah, after waiting this long, I would be absolutely stunned if they waited until the GDC next year to do Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That would just be, like, honestly, that would be one of the stupidest, like, decisions I think that they would have made in a long time if they do that. Like, after already having waited this long without having him in the game. And then to wait another, like, 7 months from now or whatever it is. Like, I just don't see it. It's too long. Yeah, no news today, unfortunately. Tanker up, how's it going? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Carnival will lead Power Beyond Super Saiyan. I mean, that team would be insane as well. I feel like that's one of the categories they're scared of doing, like, a full category lead for. Like, imagine a character coming out and just having Power Beyond Super Saiyan 220%. Like, arguably, that would just be the best team in the game, right? Yeah, exactly. Beast Gohan took way too long. That's the thing, though, is that we'd hope that they would learn from that mistake and how irritated people were by that. Doesn't mean they actually will, but we would hope that they would. Bro, I have to rely so much on, like, dodging on this turn. Like, both Piccolo and Hercule have the potential to just get us killed here. Come on, Piccolo, get an additional super. Well, Hercule better dodge everything. Or actually, yeah, when his HP is low, he has ridiculous damage reduction. Not enough for this, though. He needed to dodge the super. Bro, this is impossible. Yeah, we have mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but we don't have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Maybe I should take off the key minus thing. I don't know if that really even helps that much, but...
I'll handle this.
Yeah, I need to make sure he gets supered. Finally done the 6 SDR mission against Goma. Hey, let's go. Oh yeah, because you don't have the blue Goku, do you? Because I think his team is probably the easiest way of doing it. I hope New Year's isn't coup and do, as it's not hype. I mean, realistically, we should be hoping that New Year's is something not hype, because then you don't have to summon and waste stones before the anniversary. So in fact, the anniversary being something not... the New Year's being not hype is like best case scenario. Hercule just casually selling again. Do I have any other int units that I can use? I mean, is this TN going to be better than Hercule? I don't know. Oh, we can't use them because the cost is too high. Because, of course, TN is a free-to-play LR, so it costs 99. And there literally isn't any other int options that would be runnable. Well, I guess maybe Gotenks, but... Oh, the team cost is so high we literally have to use a random character like Hercule, otherwise... Well... Rip. I've really started playing Blasphemous recently. I don't know if I've heard of it. It sounds familiar, I think, but what kind of game is it? New Year's is going to be TOP. Oh god, no. Not TOP again, please. 2D pixelated Metroidvania. Okay. I think maybe I have heard of it. I think Indie Mouse has probably played it. That's probably why I've heard of it. Because he plays a lot of those kind of games. Give me my Dabura Dokkan Fest with his stone spit active as a ghost usher in breathing fire and swinging the sword around. That'd be awesome. Superhero for New Year, we need transforming beast. Interesting. My hot take is the God event Bell mod was harder on release than in Fusion Zamasu. I would say that was a red hot take. Like, especially, well, it depends. If you're talking about JP, maybe there's some ground to discuss it, I guess. If you're talking about Global, the God event on release was a joke because Global already had, like, the GT Heroes team from Golden Week for that year, which obviously JP didn't when they had the anniversary. And that GT Heroes team just absolutely destroyed, like, all of the God event stages. I'll take Black Freezer manga unit for 11th anniversary. I mean, it's not a hot take, it's just like a thing that is literally impossible to happen because they can't use manga characters in the game. Well, rotation locking comes into play yet again, so I'm literally nothing I can do here and I'm just dead. Cool. Love it when that happens.
I'll handle this.
And we get manga units, like the 40th anniversary. Yeah, I mean, they're an interesting little, like, collector's thing, but they have grown on me a little bit, like, seeing their animations in the game and stuff, but I do still wish that the manga panels were, like, animated a little bit, at least. But the cards are still cool. Oh, good. Hercule is locked and can't get any key, because if I get the orange orbs, it'll do damage to him. Goku's sealed, so he can't get any stacks. This is great. Longer supers look better at 2x speed. Yeah, because there's a lot of supers that you see like when they first get revealed or something, and then when you see them like in game on 2x speed, they look a lot better. My son Broly took so long to get to him and died to the AoE or dodge cancelling. Why not do GT Heroes and Battle of Fate? Because then you have to use Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and he just gets destroyed. So I thought I'd try out the slightly different like team build, but wrong about the Bell mod fight. Well, there was easy on global. Oh, replying to someone else, I see, I think. Fusion Tommaso was only really beaten by Red Zone Broly, with dodge cancelling. Gohan, Goten, and Trunks stage we have now. The locking, supering, lowering defense. Super attack nullification wasn't as common at the time. Saying Belmod. Yeah, he's saying Belmod was harder than Red Zone Zamasu. Well, he didn't actually mention Broly at all, I think, but... We're not getting a getting lucky when it comes to key, are we? I'm saying that Broly Red Zone was probably the only other fight that was harder than Zamasu. Rank update is probably mid-December. Do we have any like actual indication like of when it's going to be, like properly, and not just like people speculating? We don't, do we? I mean, if it's I know like if it's Rick speculating, then it's probably pretty likely, but they haven't actually said like anything about a date or anything, as far as I know. But yeah, Red Zone Broly is probably like, considering if we think about like how hard a fight was on release, Red Zone Broly is probably one of the hardest fights in Dokkan history, especially on JP, because again for Global, because of all the stuff that like Global had before the anniversary actually finally rolled around in July, like when the 7th anniversary happened on JP, the only 200% leaders were the Gods and the Super Saiyan 4s. And the Super Saiyan 4s team, like, wasn't that great on release, especially compared to the Gods team. So, like, it was really, really hard still. And the Red Zone, that was one of those first really big, like, power creep things, jump, where, like, people were kind of mad at how hard it was. Because it was like, if you didn't have the new anniversary characters, you probably couldn't beat Broly. Or you could, but it was like super, super hard. And then, yeah, for Global, like, Global, we just had, like, multiple 200% leaders to use instead. So it was an absolute joke. There was the Ginyu Force team, there was the Goku and Gohan and the Cell team, there was the Majin Vegeta team. Not that, like, AGL Majin Vegeta's team was particularly good or anything, but, like... I say AGL, I meant INT. But, yeah, like, it was crazy. 2.9 million AGL Bardock with 48% damage reduction. Live Gohan's Countdown Super. Yes. I've actually still got the calculator thing up from when we did it before. So that Gohan's Countdown Super with all of those modifiers that you mentioned before, like the 1000% extra attack, does 4.4 million. So... I see an upcoming multiplayer horror game that sounds interesting. It's called Don't Scream Together. Is that just is it just a multiplayer version of the game that came out a little while ago called Don't Scream? Oh, why do they have to be locked in slot 3? We've already had 2 Carnival Super Saiyan Gokus. That's the thing, they already made, even when we didn't even have like 5 Carnival LRs yet or something, and they already made another Super Saiyan Goku. Because remember, the Tech Birdku is a Carnival Super Saiyan Goku, and then so is the STR Hachiak one. Yeah, the first one wasn't multiplayer, that's what I mean. Like a multiplayer version of that. But yeah, a lot of it will depend on somebody's box as well, that is true. But yeah, like for me, for Global, like having the GT Heroes team from the Golden Week, because they released the Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta, none of the God stages were difficult at all. Like they just all got rinsed by the GT Heroes team. Whereas Zamasu was a bit of a nightmare. Do, 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 do. 2023 was also the year of base Goku. Yeah, true. All the base Gokus. That was an interesting time. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. Cell Max, yeah, was also an interesting one, like on release. Like I've said it before, but like the day that the Cell Max event came out, I streamed for like 3 hours. It took me to actually beat the stage 1 time. So trying out Battle of Fate and Final Trump Card Extreme Type. Well, that could be, yeah, I haven't even tried that one yet. The thing about Cell Max was, yeah, no attempt limits, yeah. I really like the design of Red Zone Cell Max. Oh yeah, it was his, because he had the changes phases every time. Yeah, well, he changed types every turn, but then didn't he also super like 3 times or something? Which was like super, super annoying. Excuse me. I don't know if Gogeta can survive at the end here, the tech one. I mean, obviously he's going to get buffed by Goku's super, and obviously has the extra damage reduction, but I'm a little bit scared for him at the end. Hot take or no, when Kid Buu is released he should have a counter. I'm not sure how that qualifies as being a hot take or not, like whether a unit should have a counter or not. Like, I mean, Kid Buu, STR Kid Buu has a counter, so well, I guess they've already shown that they will give Kid Buu units a counter potentially. So yeah, I don't see why that would be a hot take. Red Zone Cell Max, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, countered Orange Piccolo team protection. I managed to beat that stage with like a full Namekian team, though. It was crazy. Oh, well. So yeah, what's Battle of Fate, Final Trump Card, Extreme? What does that even look like? Wait, what? I did put the Extreme thing on, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, I suppose because you can technically use one super type as well. Okay, I was going to say, there's not a huge amount of options. Yeah, I was just trying to get as like high a score as we can. But who's the leader for this? Because can't use you. Oh yeah, that is a good point. The the STR baby that I don't have. Yeah, he would be the ideal choice, but I don't have him, so rip. I mean, we don't even have enough characters to make a Super Bosses team, do we? No, you'd have to run off lead for full power Frieza. Or be running this guy as the leader. But then we'd only have extreme types 3 key, 130%. Try it, I guess. GDC power creep is the worst when 2022 Wicked Bloodline Red Zone in Final Form Crawler was hitting you with the hardest super in the game, turn 3. It's interesting, like, I think it's one of those things, like, it's interesting to see, like, what events people struggled with and stuff, because, like, yeah, that cooler could hit really hard, but, like, I didn't find that event difficult at all. Like, yeah, you could just get surprised, like, sniped by his super, but other than that, like, the event wasn't that hard. And even, like, Metal Cooler Core, like, wasn't that bad. Now, I don't think the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone was as hard on release as, like, the Broly one. Or should I say the movie bosses one? Not that I guess, like, any of the ones in the movie bosses one were actually hard outside of Broly. At least that I remember. Oh, well, Bojack was annoying because of, like, the locking and stuff, to be fair. Okay, just immediate destruction. Oh. How did I reset my Petan at the beginning of the fight? Was I already in it, I guess? But yeah, make sure you refresh your Petan. Set up your manga sticker fights. Make sure you're refreshing it every hour. Get tons of manga stickers ready for all the future Red Zone Petan battles to just get immediately destroyed. Super Saiyan 4 Tech Gogeta Dokkan event. Wait, what? Super Saiyan 4 Tech Gogeta Dokkan event? Was that hard when it came out? I remember I had him. I pulled him and not Omega when they came out. Okay. I spent so many stones doing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's Dokkan event. I don't even remember, like, back then. I was working a night shift at my old job. Like, was it that hard? I genuinely don't remember. OG STR Broly Dokkan Fest, yeah. When the physical stage came out and you had to get 77 medals to awaken the physical Broly, the physical stage was so impossible for me. I had to do the STR stage 77 times to get the 77 medals. I can't even think how many stones I had to use to refresh my stamina, considering that each attempt was like 50 stamina. To be released, the epic and most misunderstood global W of all time. He took 572k from Gohan's Countdown Super, 30% damage reduction. Well, yeah, because his Countdown Super, if you got 30% damage reduction, it does what? Like 2 point something million or something? Can't remember. Do the Kid Gohan EZA while it's still there if you have Golden Frieza and Gogeta. As it was 100% a W, no one can tell me different. See how that works? We could just be saying anything. But yeah, I mean, you've been around the channel long enough. I'm sure you've heard me explain why I think it's a global W. I even made a video about it ages ago. But yeah, I am literally in the exact opposite, like, to you. To me, it's a W, and no one can tell me different. And he goes, adult in the actors go, oh, Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, give him the beast treatment, or beastless treatment, and he has to be released as well. Why not? What's a W? Gogeta and Omega releasing at the same time on Global, but with the to be released leader skills. Let me pass judgment. Like I say, you guys know I've talked about it before many times, like on stream. I've made video, like I made a video about it and everything ages ago. Like why global, like the video I think is literally called why to be released was a global W, or like, or was not a global shaft, or something like that. I mean, I can reiterate my argument again before you pass judgment if you want, but yeah. So, because the thing is, a lot of people like to exist in like a fantasy land where they will say like, oh, but what if like this? We're not going by like what if or whatever. We're going by what actually happened and what the actual situation was at the time in the game, right? So I wonder how it's legal for them to release units to be released. Because it was because that's how they were advertised. Like, if they were advertised as being like fusion leader and then came out with to be released, that would be a whole other story. But yeah, so basically this is the bit that people try and argue, and they say like, oh, what if, like when I'm saying about like Fantasyland, they obviously had decided that because of the meta that Global was in at the time, Global was not ready, or at least they had decided that Global was not allowed, or whatever, that Global was not getting category leader skills because it was too early, and that would, like, their category leads would like break the game or whatever, right? So that is an absolute fact. That's like, we can tell that because they came out with no leader skill. Like, there is no arguing that fact. They decided for whatever reason. Now, they could have not decided that, but that's a whole other... That's where I'm talking about, like, the alternate reality fantasy land. They could have decided, or not decided, that Global could not get category leader skills, but that's not what they did. They obviously decided that Global could not get category leader skills, which we know because the units came out with no leader skills, right? So, in the reality that we live in, where the decision was made that Global was not ready to get category leader skills, that means that we're left with two possible options. Option number one, JP gets Gogeta and Omega and Global doesn't, and Global has to wait 6 months like Global always used to have to for everything, because at the time it was pretty much exactly 6 months. And then 2, Global does get Omega and Gogeta and gets to use them in the game on the teams that they're on in the game, but they don't have leader skills. And so they went with option 2. So Omega and Gogeta released without leader skills, and people like me pulled Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and used him on the physical Vegito Blue superclass team and had an awesome time using him and didn't have to wait 6 months for him to come out to use him. So massive global W. Like... And the best part is, like I said, they were advertised as having no leader skill. So if you didn't want to summon for them with no leader skill, and you wanted to punish yourself and wait 6 months for when they would have come out on global, like when they came out with like the JP schedule, And so then their leader skills did come out, then you could wait until then if you wanted to. So again, like, no real issue in that case. So yeah, absolute, massive, undeniable monster W for Global. Because people can say, like, oh, it would only have been a W if they decided to give them the leader skills. But yeah, they were not going to have the leader skills. So the options were, you don't get the unit at all, or you get the unit to use on the teams that were available at the time, which was awesome and, like, super fun. Like I literally, like, if you're someone who pulled Gogeta, like, I mean, maybe some people were, but, like, if you're somebody who pulled Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when he first came out on Global, and you're telling, like, you're going to tell me that you didn't have any fun using him because he didn't have a leader skill, like, I just don't believe you. I play the Ron Burgundy clip. I don't believe you. But yeah, like, because that's the thing, like, on the meta that Global had at the time, where we were using teams like the physical Vegito Blue Superclass team, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was perfectly fine, and still one of the better units in the game, and still one of the better units on that team. Like, it doesn't matter that on Global, or on JP, they had their higher leader skills, so you could see videos of them doing higher attack stats. It's like, yeah, it's like, again, the alternative was we just didn't get them at all for 6 months. So well, that's the other thing as well. So, like, if you would rather wait because you don't want to see them doing lower attack stats than on JP, then just wait and don't summon for them, and then let everyone else who does enjoy still using them, and then for you it's no real issue at all. That's the other thing, is it's not like, it's either, that's the way I look at it, because obviously I see it as a W, but I see it as it's either a W or a nothingness, not an L, like, or a shaft. Because if you didn't like the fact they didn't have the leader skills, just don't summon for them until 6 months later when their leader skills actually came out. Like, but yeah, I loved having Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta then. The fact that he released as a unit that had a 70% chance to counter super attacks was, like, so good. Because let's be honest, when around that time when the Gogeta and Omega came out, I'm not sure what the hardest event in the game technically was, but it wasn't, like, that hard. But even so, like, having a character that had a 70% chance to counter enemy super attacks was insane. Like, and yeah, like I said, like, at the end of the day, like, it would have been cool if they did have the leader skills, but they obviously, like I said, they, regardless of, like, whether we think that was a good idea or not, they decided that Global was not going to get the category leader skills yet. So again, the option is we either don't get them at all, or we get them with no leader skill. And for me personally, I'm glad that we got them and got to use them and have fun with them early, before, like, as opposed to not getting them at all. Because back then, that was, I think, I think that was the first time, maybe? Was that the first time ever that units came out on Global and JP at the same time? I think it was. But that's the thing, because Global was so, like, I know it's not a PvP game, but Global was being 6 months behind JP. Again, I'm not even saying it was a great idea that Global shouldn't get the leader skills, but they obviously decided that dropping the 150 lead at that time would have just broken the meta. And like, for example, why would anyone summon for, like, well, maybe, I guess maybe to put him on the team for, like, a super tech team, but, like, I think Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku came out just after Gogeta came out on Global. But, like, why would anyone summon for him? Like, why would you want a 120 lead that can only run tech units that can't even be run on Gogeta's leader skill, when you could just run Gogeta instead if Global already had Gogeta? Yeah, I think especially with it being the first time, I think there's also that kind of adds a little bit more like thing to it as well. Like if Global and JP had already released the units at the same time and they were exactly the same, then a unit coming out that was slightly different would probably be considered more of a shaft because they hadn't done that before. Whereas you could argue that it was their first time like testing dropping a unit so early on Global. And they obviously decided that the leader skill was kind of too much, I guess. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was still arguably one of the best units on Global, even without a leader skill. So, if, like I said, if you pulled him and ran him on the physical Vegeo Blue team, that team was awesome. It was like physical Vegeo Blue, STR Gogeta, AGL Super Vegeo, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and then in the 6th slot, you could either run like physical Super Saiyan Gotenks if the enemy could be sealed, which most of them could then. Or there was even that AGL Super Saiyan Gohan from like the World Tournament that I think didn't even have a TUR awakening, but he was like Super Class Allies Key +2 or something like that. And I ran him on the team as like the 6th option to be like the floating support. And yeah, like that team was awesome and like could crush all of the events in the game. So Gogeta not having a leader skill had like no negative effect whatsoever. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's one of those things. Everybody is obviously entitled to their opinion, but it is one of those things that for me, I obviously I have my opinion, but I feel very strongly about it. Like I have not seen a good argument that can convince me that it wasn't good. Which I mean, because the only thing is it comes down to personal preference. Like Dark FE saying that like you did get him and you didn't have fun using him on the other teams that he could be run on. And that's unfortunate, but like, again, that is a subjective thing, because I did have fun using him on the teams that he could be run on. So I prefer that to not being able to have him at all. But again, like that is a personal preference thing. So some people don't, and that's fine. But like I say, for me, if I put together all the like arguments and all the possibilities, I just see it as a W that we got to have him early with like a preview. It's kind of like, I don't know, I guess like because people could get annoyed. I mean, people, it's all subjective, so people would get annoyed about everything. But it's almost like if a game, I'm trying to think of what would be a good example, or like what is a good sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it not metaphor? But like, it's like imagine if a game came out back when, it's not so common nowadays, but like when games would come out in different regions at like slightly delayed times. But it's like, imagine if a game series that you liked used to come out in Japan, and then overseas you'd have to wait 6 months to get the English like version of it so you could play it and understand it. And then they decided when they made like the 4th one in the series or something, they decided to drop a version in English straight away, but it was only like the first half of the game. And then you had to wait for like the rest, which I still think is not a good metaphor, because obviously the leader skill doesn't really matter too much. So again, it comes down to like, would you still want to play like half the game 6 months early, or would you rather wait? And I know some people would rather wait, because especially if the game's really good, you get to the point where the game ends and then it's like, oh well, now I have to wait 6 months. But the obviously the opposite side to that is you would have had to wait 6 months to play any of it at all. So would you prefer that? Which again is not an exact one-to-one, because there isn't really, it's hard to think of an actual metaphor that is like exactly one-to-one with this kind of thing, like a Dokkan unit with no leader skill. I'm not really sure if there is a like perfect analogy is the word I'm looking for. I'm not sure if there is like a perfect analogy like for that, but it probably isn't. Yeah, like a good example. I mean, yeah, I guess you could make the same argument. Yeah, would you rather have gotten? Would you be mad if we got the 7-year LRs with no leader skill but 6 months early? Now, I guess for the Super Saiyan 4s, it would be kind of tough because they probably wouldn't have had a really good team. But yeah, imagine having the gods 6 months early with no leader skill. Like, that would have been crazy. They'd have just destroyed everything. But again, that is also like a factor of my argument as well. Like, because you say either give me the whole unit or I'll wait. So it's like, for you personally then, you can just wait. And for everybody else who doesn't care about, like, not waiting, they don't have to wait. So then it's a W for everyone. Because for you, if you just wait the 6 months for then the full leader skill to come out, for you, it's no different than if they didn't release them at all. Whereas for everybody else who doesn't care, they still get their W. So overall, it's a W. Because for the people that didn't want to summon, they just don't summon, so nothing is different. And for the people who did, they get that bonus. So it's like one of those things, I'm kind of trying to think of what it's called, the morality system, where it's like the overall amount of good is considered the best option. So everyone having to wait 6 months, or the people who want it straight away get to have it straight away, and the people that don't want it straight away because they don't have a leader skill, they just have to wait 6 months that they would have had to wait anyway. That second one has a higher overall amount of good outcome than the first one, because the people who don't care about them not having a leader skill yet didn't have to wait 6 months. So the overall amount of good for the player base is higher in that example. Would you rather play a game in different language with no subs or wait 6 months for dub and sub? I mean, that's kind of... Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it's kind of, yeah, play the whole game. Yeah, so you could have the whole game early but with no subtitles. Although that is kind of different because, again, like games, especially the kind of games that would probably be, like an RPG or something, very story-driven. So not being able to... Not being able to, like, actually understand any of the game is probably a huge downside for something like that, but... But yeah, fun times. And that's one of those things. It is a shame if you're somebody who did get him and didn't enjoy using him without the leader skill. Like, genuinely, that sucks if you didn't have fun using him. Because I know I did. So I thought it was pretty cool. Especially as, like, someone who was already at that point aware, having not realised when I first started playing the game that there even was a JP version. And then at that point had become very much aware that the global version was like 6 months behind JP. So the fact that we were getting them like actually released at the same time, and even like his super attack counter animation was considered like really cool for the time. So the fact that we got to have that in the game like early, I always thought was really cool. I don't know when I teach Gordon Ramsay to play Dokkan. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be the most amazing, like, probably one of the most amazing, like, video opportunities of all time, but probably not going to happen. I say probably, but you never know. We'll leave room for hope. But anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, give a follow if you're over on the Twitch side. I will be live on my second channel, Ningen Plays, just chilling out, playing some Schedule 1. That will be in 5 hours from now. The link is pinned in the chat at the top. So do go check that out, the Ningen Plays channel. Like I say, that's my second channel where I do all my non-Dokkan stuff. So usually it just depends what I feel like doing. Recently I've been super back into playing Schedule 1. But like whenever new releases come out that I feel like playing, we play those over there. I usually stream over there a couple of times a week with a longer stream on a Sunday afternoon, which is obviously today. So do go check that out if you haven't already. Like I say, the link is in the chat. But yeah, that's it from me. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.